It's the 5th round. And I believe the final round for Group B. Atow and oKhaliD playing against each other. oKhaliD in the orange and Atow in the blue. Atow, I don't think has had the tournament he has wanted up until this point, but a crucial final round for oKhaliD to find out where he might end up finishing. As you guys might see, we have the overlay. It is technically the replay overlay if you haven't been checking in on our Salt Mine coverage of the EU games. Let me know if you like this replay overlay, which does not have the boost in the bottom right. You have to look at the boost up in the top names. And also that bottom left thing doesn't work. But I think it's better than just a regular replay viewer. You guys, of course, can be the ones to decide. But Atow trying to start off with a goal. His double does not find its way through. Far too soft. And of course, no better time than now to go for a psycho. He's actually out back towards the ball. You'd think a missed psycho would hand over possession. And I guess it actually did, despite he got a decent challenge on it. He's chasing oKhaliD down. He wants a demo over the boost, and it actually pays off. Now, a bit of a free possession. oKhaliD bumps him. A camera check from Atow as he steals his back corner boost. Gonna go take oKhaliD's again. Nice undercut in the process as well. If oKhaliD had approached the ball sooner, I think Atow would have demoed him. oKhaliD knew that, so you see that slight delay before making that long shot. So now it's Atow attacking a low boost defender. He loves his pogos, and I'm not sure he's been able to score one yet in Salt Mine 3. It's hard to say whether or not he's done it in the other rounds. oKhaliD trying to keep this ball pinched to the back wall as he gets his second goal. Atow, not enough movement on the resets. oKhaliD decides not to take this ball back into his own corner. Instead, try to pop it over them at the midfield, resulting in allowing Atow a shot, but oKhaliD's defense has been good enough so far. Double jump bump. Atow able to dodge it underneath. And now immediately to the skies, knowing how Atow likes to play. He's going reset double. Man, oKhaliD, he does it again. Refuses to let Atow through. And some of these have been quite the setups as well. Will Atow be the first one to the corner boost? He did get it. oKhaliD forced back to the midfield 100. And Atow does the right thing, which is starts his dribble immediately. It's a good way to punish the fact that he had, a boost advantage for at least a moment. But wasn't able to get to the ceiling and back down for his double. So halfway through the game, it's actually only 2 goals. And both of them for oKhaliD, despite the fact that Atow played offense for probably 2 full minutes straight there. Just couldn't quite convert. oKhaliD missing wide and giving Atow an opportunity to start some offense again. He's got what I like to call the freestyle setup, that musty to regain the ball. If you're not shooting it on target. Actually, you know what? I'd say it was more of a shot. He needed to do it softer. He needed to do it like the freestylers do to keep it around. But no, he launched it away. And oKhaliD makes it a 3-0 lead. Wave dash kickoff for Atow. He decides to attack immediately on 0 boost. Instead of going to the air with the 100 at the midfield, which is probably his other option. But the way oKhaliD's been defending him, why not? And man, nothing seems to go Atow's way. He wanted to force the issue and make a play. But he's now down 4-0. A minute 42 left to go. The late kickoff from Atow. Really no choice but to go back to his wall to air dribble. Something that he does prefer, but I could see him maybe modifying it based on the way oKhaliD's playing. He did get oKhaliD to miss. His double is just off target, man. Oh, and then he dives. I mean, that's a frustration dive right there. That is him being in disbelief that he was unable to score that one. So 5-0 with a minute 23 left to go. And yeah, not only was it disbelief, it's a forfeit. That's why the game froze here for a second. So game number 1, going to oKhaliD in this final round. We'll head to game 2. If the frustration wasn't apparent before, it certainly is now as Atow hops into the Jurassic Park Jeep for game number 2. A car that I don't think I've seen him play in. Does it have Octane Hitbox, guys? You'll have to let me know. You guys know everything in the comments. I'm not sure. I guess I could see. I don't know what else it would have. It's a pretty tall car. It does have an Octane Hitbox. Maybe we could see Atow popping off with it still. He's certainly not backing down from his aggressive air dribble style. Also, the car does have wheels that match it. I don't know if those come with the Jeep or not, but this might be a preset, you know, that Atow's actually thought about. In which case, maybe he does use this car on occasion. Atow is the kind of guy that has tried to use Batmobile in the RLCS. I think he actually used it in his 1v1 games that we saw before Worlds, and he might have even started off Worlds using it, but got a loss and instantly had to switch back to the Octane because, of course, everybody just going to say that it was the Batmobile's fault that he didn't play well. Although the reality is, he didn't have much of anything to do with it. Atow trying to chase oKhaliD down. No demo. Now, bounce dribble from oKhaliD. This is salt mine history right in front of you. It isn't salt mine until oKhaliD has started the bounce dribble. But Atow's on the board. The elusive goal comes at the hands of the Jeep. So maybe it's not him tilting. Maybe it's him switching to the superior car. A delayed kickoff here gives him a possession in oKhaliD's corner, but oftentimes it can be hard to find a way to make anything out of it. oKhaliD has more than enough boost to defend from this position. That's another tough angle. What Atow needs to do is he needs to force some boost out of oKhaliD's car. I mean, he is on 0 now, but it's only because he used that to set up the counterattack. If you even set up, you know, a double jump shot, which is a fairly straightforward shot high, force a little bit of boost, and then try and continue that starvation, you might eventually get your opportunity. Easier said than done, though, against Mr. oKhaliD. His flick is trying to pull boost out of Atow, but Atow's recovery in and out of the net is enough to at least slow oKhaliD down, to give Atow time to pick up boost in the corner, but his early challenge doesn't connect, and oKhaliD actually doesn't need to help the ball at all. It is perfectly on target, and it's crossbar down and in, as oKhaliD will not play into the hands of, I wouldn't say fake kickoff, the half flip kickoff. Atow was not even trying to pretend like he was going. But I would say that, I'm not sure who it paid off for better. Neither one of these guys has had a real good chance, because oKhaliD took the ball back into his corner, but with the ball that far back into your corner, it's tough to make a play from it. And then Atow had the same exact thing where he was controlling the ball to the corner. And those are fairly neutral positions, but ultimately this is going to play out in oKhaliD's hands. 5-1 lead for him. He'll set up a wall to air dribble. Attacking the near post, not ideal. So he bails out of it, goes to the ground. Now Atow ceiling pinch, it's on target. Atow is going to score in style, regardless of the game context and regardless of what car he's in. Wave dash kickoff for Atow. Not able to get that midfield boost though. Forcing Atow back to the back corner. oKhaliD air dribble bump. On the board for a 6th. It can be that easy when you win a kickoff race like that. Delay, you can see Atow trying to delay and send the ball to the right side of the field past oKhaliD. But oKhaliD gets a second touch even after the delay, which means advantage for him. Now the bounce dribble. Atow able to stop it, so oKhaliD will reset. That boost should respawn by the time he's back there. And maybe a bit too strong of a first touch as he looked to come out of his corner, because Atow able to intercept it. And now will certainly be trying to go the whole distance to the field. Can he do so with a reset, though, at ceiling heights? Just outside his net? No, he can't. But he actually did a decent job of protecting it and not allowing oKhaliD to just instantly farm a possession off of it. Pre-flip into the corner for Atow. Now, he probably needs to convert here. This is a very crucial possession, and the fact that nothing comes of it, I think, is not a good sign for Atow. Not just for this game, which was going to be tough to come back from with a minute left anyways. Just for the series, he probably needs to prove to himself that he has a consistent way to get some offense that isn't just the occasional midfield win in his favor. It's a ceiling pinch. You know, those kind of situations just don't present themselves often enough in 1v1 for that to be your only way to score. And oKhaliD, he's going to go to the skies for a 7th. Seemed like if he had powered a shot to the top right, maybe Could have just converted without the style, but I think khaLID's actually relaxed a little bit. I think he's recognizing a game that is probably a game win for him, that he doesn't need to sweat as hard since he has held Atow over 2 full games now to just 2 goals. It probably doesn't feel like he's too worried about this game slipping away from him. And in fact, it's going to be a forfeit. So game number 2 going to go to khaLID as well. We'll see if Atow can turn it around and what car he'll do it in game 3. No surprise, it's another car switch up for Atow. He's got a nice psychedelic. Is this the Dingo? Chat, I don't know. I say chat, but you guys aren't here. Chat isn't here. Just the YouTube comments are here. They'll let me know. I feel like people use this car every once in a while, and I feel like a lot of people are also even saying that it should become meta. Is this the Dingo? You guys will have to correct me if I'm crazy wrong. But khaLID on the board immediately. The new car is not going to help Atow. And I'm not sure if this delayed kickoff on the second possession will or not. khaLID diving into the corner. Looked like it was a potential pre-flip shot from Atow, and that's actually really well placed follow-up. And khaLID saves it. So khaLID doing a good job of not allowing Atow back in, especially in a new car. I feel like the mentality reset is definitely there. And if he were to get a goal or two, get something going, he might even start to believe in a new car, but khaLID's not going to have it. And will immediately get a second as I mention it. Flicking it over the top of Atow. 2-0. Right back to feeling comfortable, I'm sure, as he has kept Atow nearly scoreless. Atow currently averaging 1 goal a game. That is not a winning strategy in ones, and I think he got himself caught up on the post there. Pogoing in celebration, or it's really not celebration, but getting goal explosioned away from your own half. khaLID sees the early challenge of Atow. Likely could be a result of the tilt. He wants the psycho. Is it on target? Oh my. Atow can't catch a break, man. Atow cannot catch a break. Such a great shot. And of course it's slightly off, which has just been the way that this series has been going for him. As a reset into a bump. That'll be a goal. khaLID not reacting to the setup at all. Makes himself a nice target for a physical play. khaLID showed us the bounce dribbles to remind you of Salt Mines of old, but he's also got some aerial game himself. I think he maybe was trying to dash that on the landing because he missed it. Was not able to follow up to tap that one in. Atow reset double. Oh, wow. You know, when Atow does score, it seems like he's in the zone. You know, you'd think he'd be able to find a bit more offense. Or maybe it's because he's searching for such tough plays almost exclusively that he's had a tough time. khaLID back into the corner. And, you know, like I said, this isn't as clear of an advantage for khaLID as, you know, I'm sure he'd like it to be. Because you feel like if you're able to read that and take it into your corner to grab 100, that you'd be, you know, clearly better off. But as you can see, the first real shot attempt comes from Atow. So, you know, khaLID can't really get a possession going because Atow's able to grab boost and cover the distance to be around. And it's just tough to get around the ball and start a possession with a defender waiting. And Atow proves to take the ball away and make me sound right. Atow reset. He's used it for a bump. Man, Atow is back in the zone. He has found a way to score against khaLID. And he has his first lead probably of the entire series, I would think. Considering he definitely didn't lead in game 0 without scoring a goal. And I think he got his goals late in game number 2. Wall dashing. Wow. Atow. Has he finally arrived? And not a moment too soon. He needs to turn it on. And that's certainly not turning it on. As he just jumps past the ball, trying to stay in this flow state. Would have been impressive if he had actually made contact. But the flow state has maybe been exited. oKhaliD, 50 with Atow. How can he pogo this in? I mean, when you're low on boost and falling to the ground, that's when you're going to see these players go for pogos, especially in the dingo. Seems like you could launch a pretty strong shot from a situation where no other play is really going to give you that. oKhaliD, he wants a low 50. Atow not going to allow him to have it. Now, air dribble to reset. He's tacking that near post, and he actually finds a way to make it work. I like that. You know, the net is not available when you're air dribbling to the post like that. It's just way too easy for the defender to cover it, so oKhaliD gives up on actually putting it on target and intentionally shoots it wide, passing it to himself and tying the game. Atow getting dunked here. Fortunate that he's able to force the bounce high. He actually still has a possession, so not a bad play for him, except for right as I say that, it is a bad play. He completely misses his flick. oKhaliD looking to steal the corner boost. Atow has enough to work with to escape, though. Question is, will the follow-up be in his favor or not? And it seems like no, as Atow resets on the 100, and oKhaliD, oh my goodness. I thought he was just trying to waste a bit of time in order to, you know, have a lead later, but Atow actually had a chance. I don't know if he had a chance to stop the first one. He definitely had a chance to stop the follow-up. He got sent flying past the net because of oKhaliD's patience. Now 6-6 for Atow, 24 seconds. Atow needs to get on the board. oKhaliD looks like he was thinking about diving to the corner, but no, he didn't have time for it. Atow, he wants to score a psycho. This one is not quite it. As it wasn't on target, oKhaliD can allow it to bounce off the back wall. Atow, what is going on? Is this like a pause? I don't know what happened in this game. But Atow, I guess, was this disconnected or something? So it goes to overtime. oKhaliD, oh, doesn't take it. Oh, my guess is we're going to see a pause here soon as Atow reconnects his controller. I don't know what's happening. I don't want to pull up the overlay and reveal it, but I might do it in a second here if it doesn't get resolved. Okay, we'll probably cut from the video, and we'll get back to whenever this starts up again. Oh, wait. As I say that, here it is. Atow's back. Are they just going to play it for the midfield, or will the admin reset it? This is the kind of stuff I don't know. They're typing in the chat for sure. It's so tense. Certainly. Okay, that's what I expected. We are back in overtime on a kickoff. Atow seemed to DC. We ended up just sticking with it the whole way. And now, Atow first possession. I mean, oKhaliD, he definitely got his free goal because Atow wasn't playing, but it looks like Atow will lose the ball and probably lose the game. Yeah, Atow, he's not on his way back. He's done. He's ready to drop out. oKhaliD will put him out of his misery. A overtime win and a 3-game sweep as he sends Atow out of the salt mine.